everybody, Vegas Ride Along here. Today is Monday, January 6th. It's 9:23 a.m. and I got an offer from Uber Eats to go to Great Harvest Bread. I'm gonna get $6 for 2 miles. It is a slow day for a Monday, and I've been online for almost a half an hour when this one came in. And it's obviously it's not a spectacular offer. It's just the usual minimum offer that I get that's acceptable. So it meets the criteria of of the usual $6 minimum, and of course the two dollars for every mile. I wonder if I can park right here with this little car. Let's see if I'll fit. Oh, will I fit? I did. Wow, I'm a good driver. Let's go in. Gotta put my box in the front. Gotta have my delivery box ready to go. This one is not going to be a fun one. I have to go to the high school. Why these people at the high school order delivery is beyond me. I mean, it is so difficult to get into this, just to get into the high school is a pain, you know, because they got security and all that stuff. So it's not easy to deliver. So it's probably one of the top places that I do not like to deliver to for that reason. It's hard to find parking. I have to walk a great distance. I've got to pass through security. I've got to deal with high school kids. And so yeah, it is not it's not a pleasant drop off at all. But yeah, there's not much I can do now that I've accepted it. So, but whatever, it's money and it's slow, so I'm just gonna get it done. And it's 5 minutes from here, 1.3 miles. It's a leave at building reception, take to front desk, and then they give me the name of a teacher that I am supposed to mention when I drop it off, and that is it. So I know exactly where I'm going. I just cannot stand the parking situation. Usually it's very hard to find a park. I don't even think they have like visitor parking. You just have to keep roaming around and hope to find something. And yeah, it's no fun. But it's all good. The temperature currently is 55 degrees and it's sunny and clear just like yesterday. Very nice weather again. I know most of you out there right now are freezing your heinies off because there's a really bad snowstorm that's going on. And most of the comments I've seen, the temperature is in the either close to 0 or it's in the 20s, somewhere in that range, depending on where you're at in the middle of the country. But it's not a pretty sight. So yeah, if I was living there, I would just have to schedule, you know, certain parts of the year where I just wouldn't be working. You know, I'd have to figure out some kind of online revenue source to get by on until things warmed up. I think that would be the only solution I could think to do. And there's not much else you could do. I mean, unless you're real hardcore and very brave, but the risk of injury is very high if you are if you decide to deliver in snow. So I don't think I could deal with that. I'm going to be making a ride up here where it says do not enter. And I'm going to try to get as close to the flagpole as I can. That's what I normally do. I'll make a left here And I hope the security guard isn't wandering out front. Sometimes he's wandering around looking for trouble. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna probably have to park in a handicap spot and pray they don't harass me for doing it. Well, I am here at the spot where I would normally go in, so I'm just gonna park it here and hope for the best. Here we go. Through here. Uh-oh. Lock. Okay. Go this way. Thank you. Man, oh man, that was a pain in the hiney. That is delivered, so that's in the past. Now I gotta get the heck out of here. I had a problem getting to the reception area. The doors were locked, and that was the first time I had seen a setup like that, where I could not access the main office to hand it to the people I normally hand it to. It's usually the far left-hand door that allows me to get access to the main office, but today, for whatever reason, only the far right-hand door was open, and when you walk through that door, it forces you to go to another particular building, which I was like, I hope I'm not gonna walk into like a classroom situation. I don't know what this is, but there was a guy standing there receiving visitors. I don't know who he was. The sign said theater something, so I was kind of confused by who he was. But I just said, he just said, who are you here for? And I just told him who I was. And he says, yeah, I can take it. And I said, here you go, goodbye. So that was it. And then I just typed into, instead of taking a picture, Uber Eats, $6.40, 7 miles. No, instead of typing or taking a picture, I typed in that I left it at building reception, because that's all I could think to type. I mean, what else could I type? I handed it to some guy. I handed your order to some random guy who was at a desk. So I just said building reception. I figured they would figure it out, because they should know better than me why I wasn't able to access the main office and why that person was who he was. Oh God. DoorDash, $10.25, 2.4 miles. Shop at Target and also shop at Sprouts. No thanks. That sounds like a headache, especially for $10. That's like the minimum, and they want me to go to 2 different stores. I don't think so. And so so that was that worked. It worked out. That drop off worked out just fine. But I was very it was stressful. You know, every time I have to go back to some type of institutional setting with locked doors, it gives me anxiety. And I think it has to do with the fact that there's so many when things have a lot of security in them, they have security for a reason. Meaning there's like hostile things that could happen, or dangerous things that can happen. That's how I associate locked doors with. That's the only reason why. $4, 2 cents, 4.7 miles, no. I know in general they do it so the kids don't sneak out. $4, 3 cents, 4.7 miles, no. But or people out to cause trouble don't come in. But you know, you hear all those things in the news about terrible things happening in the schools, and they have metal detectors and all that. And it's like, why would I want to be around that kind of stressful environment? It sounds like a prison, and it feels like a prison when you go. So I'm like, nah. I try to avoid going to, especially high schools. The elementary schools are usually fine, but I would say junior highs and or middle schools and high schools, no thanks. They're not a pleasant. They're not usually a pleasant experience to deal with, and especially it's not a fun thing to do on your very first delivery when you first start off the day. You want to start off your day with a nice relaxing first delivery that sort of builds up your confidence and makes you feel like, hey, today's gonna be a good day. And instead it set me off where I'm just like, oh great, I don't even want to work now. I want to just go home and turn the app off. The time is 9:49 a.m. I got an offer from Uber Eats to go to Sprouts and shop for 16 items. I'm going to get $26.57 for 2.9 miles. This one's a really good one. This one is going to get me a lot of money for a really short distance, and of course the number of items I have to shop for in relation to the dollar amount is good as well. So this one's really good. The only problem is that I can tell by the cross streets that I'm going to have to deliver to a luxury high-rise apartment complex, and that one is tough because there's a locked security door where sometimes they don't give you a code. Sometimes there's like a concierge at the front desk that'll let you in, but it's a long journey if you have to it's a long journey to get to the apartment door. So I'm hoping that whatever I'm shopping for, it's not anything that I have to make multiple trips back to the car to drop off. So I think that's my only concern. And then I don't know if I've ever pulled my flatbed cart through the lobby of this luxury apartment complex. I don't know if they would give me the stink eye about doing that. I don't think they would, because UPS people have to bring stuff through there all the time too, as well as, FedEx and all that. So I don't think they'd have a problem. But right now the weather is cool, so people so far have not been ordering cases of water, but it doesn't mean that a situation isn't going to pop up where the customers are going to need lots and lots of water. And that's always the worst thing to deliver to an apartment is cases of anything to do with water or liquids in general is a total nightmare. All right, I'm turning into the shopping center road. I call this the road to the shopping center. It's actually an official road, but to me it's actually more like a driveway, I guess, to get into the shopping center. And I don't think there's anything else to mention about the shopping experience. I don't even want to look. I used to tell you guys what I was going to be shopping for. I just don't even want to know. I'd rather just park and then just find out. Okay, I'm gonna make a left here and then a right and park, and then we're gonna head in there and get this done. So you can see I got the spring water, Arrowhead water. I got sparkling water in 3 bags. It's going to be a huge deal. I got to use the flatbed cart to get it delivered. One of the worst feared shopping experiences that came to reality, as you could imagine. It was all heavy water and all that stuff. It was a ton of heavy stuff. It's gonna definitely require using that flatbed cart. No ifs, ands, or buts. And they had multiple substitutions, and it was a very hard shopping order to fulfill. One of the hardest things was they wanted these really specific chocolate-covered pretzels. And I kept looking and I couldn't find them. And it turned out they were in the deli section, but I didn't believe the app. It said they're located in the deli section. I'm like, yeah, right. So I was looking everywhere but the deli section because it just didn't make sense. I'm like, why would chocolate covered pretzels be where the meat is? That doesn't make any sense at all. But it was correct. It was actually, they didn't have the one they wanted. They had the substitute for what they wanted. And so I went ahead and I finally was like, well, at least I got the substitute, so I'm good, right? No, they didn't want the substitute. So I had to just put it back. And then what they actually wanted as a substitute was super easy to find. So that sucked up a lot of time, and it was really all for nothing. And then, of course, then I had to get all the produce, and oh man, it was just a lot. And I can see why they're paying a lot for this order because they know how heavy it is. But the customer was very picky. There were several items that had to be substitutes, and they would not take a substitute, and they would just remove it. So yeah, I don't know if that's gonna lower. I would think that's gonna lower the dollar amount that I'm gonna get, but who knows? Usually with DoorDash, I don't have to worry about the amount going down. It's usually Uber Eats where they'll adjust it because it'll be based on the percentage of what they're paying. So like if they're gonna do like a 15% tip based on the total amount purchased, and that's what makes it go down. But there was nothing I could do. There's no way to change that outcome other than you see them and you're friendly to them and they like you, then they give you more money. But other than that, you're pretty much out of luck. So more than likely I'm gonna get less than what was quoted. But it's still just as much work. The customer says leave at the door. Hi, when you get to the building, walk through the front door. At the intercom, press delivery, then enter this code and let yourself in. There should be carts in the lobby to assist you if needed. Well, that's helpful. At least they gave me plenty of information that I need to complete this delivery. So I have that going for me. And I think the worst part is just going to be carting this stuff. That's just going to be it. But this particular apartment complex, it's pretty friendly when it comes to delivery. So I'm probably just going to park in a regular parking spot. They have this huge front door waiting area where you can just stop your car right in front of the door and unload. But that's usually for residents, and I don't want to impede anyone else, especially if I can get a parking spot close enough to the front door where it's not going to be a big deal for me. So that's sort of what the plan is going to be. And let's see, there was no drama inside of the Sprouts, I don't think. No, there was no drama. Everybody was professional and courteous. There were no problems. And yeah, it was just heavy. Man, that one case, that huge thing, is called Spring Valley Water. It's all glass bottles of sparkling water. I don't know how many are in that box, but it is heavy. It's like you wouldn't want that to land on your foot. It'd crush it. And then to top, it was really weird to top it off. They got that giant jug of Arrowhead water, 2.5 gallons. I'm like, man, any other delivery driver, like if you're a new delivery driver, you would just run out the door screaming if you got this delivery, because you wouldn't have the equipment necessary to deliver it. All right, we're here at the luxury apartment building, and I think I see a parking spot. We'll get started on unloading it and bringing it in.
Fifth floor.
Well, that's all done. It wasn't too bad. $2.64, 2.4 miles. No, it wasn't bad at all. It was, the code worked. I got everything in one trip. 269, 2.5 miles. No. The door for the apartment was really far. It was a long stroll down the hallway to get to the drop-off door. So, but everything else was fine. I don't think there's any, there weren't any problems at all. It was pretty smooth sailing. And now I can just relax for a second as I wait for the next one to come in. And I usually don't like going to that particular complex. $7.44, 5.2 miles. No, I don't like going to that complex because of all the potential roadblocks that can happen. But as long as the money's good, I'll go there. So my general rule is it has to be, usually it has to be at least $12 or $13 before I'll go there. I mean, if I'm in a good mood or whatever, I'll go if it's 10. But in general, it usually has to be higher than 10 for me to deal with that place because it's time consuming too. I mean, from the time I parked to the time I finally dropped it off, it must have been close to 10 minutes must have passed because it's probably at least 5 minutes to get to the door from my car, and then it's another 5 minutes to get back. Time is 10:51 a.m. I got an offer from Uber Eats to go to 7-Eleven. I'm gonna get $11.09 for 4.7 miles. I was at home for, I don't know, maybe about 15 minutes, and just catching my breath from the previous delivery, which was, very physical because everything was heavy. And then just watching TV. I was watching some reruns. I was watching Three's Company, and I can't decide which Three's Company I like more. Do I like the Mr. and Mrs. Roper Three's Company, or do I like the Mr. Furley Three's Company? I can't decide which one is funnier because they're very different. You got Mr. and Mrs. Roper who are old, and Mrs. Roper's always trying to get her husband to sleep with her or fool around with. So it's very funny. So that's funny. But then Mr. Furley's funny because he tries to be like he's like a playboy, and he's like all, like he has all kinds of sex appeal. So that's funny too. So I can't decide which one is funnier. But anyway, I was watching an episode with Mr. Furley. So yeah, that was about all that was going on at home as I was just relaxing. And I don't know what this person ordered. Let's take a look because there's not much else going on to tell you about at the moment. They're gonna get 2 Pepsis. 7 Select Skyra 1 liter. It sounds like water. Mason, it's all water, so it's all heavy stuff. It's like everybody all of a sudden they all want the same thing. Everybody wants heavy bottles of stuff to be delivered. Just my luck, These are the kinds of items that us delivery drivers don't like to deliver because there's a high risk of injuring ourselves when we deliver heavy items, and the customers don't care. I mean, I guess they care because they pay fairly well to have it delivered. So I guess they must at least at the minimum must consider it slightly to be of a difficult thing to do. Let's go in. Another super heavy all water order. Not good for my shoulder at all. Not good. Nobody should be picking up items that are this heavy at my age. I should be doing real simple pimple assignments, not things that are gonna injure me. And that order was not ready. The cashier had already shopped for the order, but she had not bagged it up, so it was just sitting in a basket. And when it was my turn in line to pick up the order, she was like looking at me like she had no orders. She was like, "Who? Yeah, you're picking up for who?" And then she looked behind her and saw that the basket was full of bottles of different types of beverages, and she was like, "Oh, okay." And then she's like, "Give me a second." And then she started helping other people before she bagged my stuff. So after she helped 2 other customers and got them out the door, then she bagged my stuff up, which of course is irritating because I waited my turn. So I don't understand why suddenly I was not I was not somebody who she could take the time out to bag up the order was sitting right there. All she had to do was bag it up and hand it to me. But no, she was like, "I need to help these other people first." I'm like, whatever. And so I got the stuff, and of course it was really heavy, and it puts a strain on my right shoulder, which is kind of weak right now because of all of the heavy things I'm usually carrying on that side. And really I should have distributed it evenly to my other arm, but I'm usually recording video with my left hand, so maybe when I have heavy stuff I just won't record the video. I'll just skip that part, and then I can just tell you what I got, or once it's safely in the car I can show it to you. And so now we're headed off on a 9-minute drive, 3.4 miles somewhere. Where, I can't tell you. I'm making a turn. Let me tell you where we're going. We're going to be going to a house, and it's a leave at the door, and I have 2 gate codes. 2 of them. That must be either they actually have 2 gates, or there is they're not sure which gate code will work, so they put both of them in. So we'll see what the circumstances are once I get there. But it's it wants me to get on the freeway to go. I'll get on the freeway. That's fine. I don't mind. I'll hop on the freeway. So I turned on DoorDash while I was in there because I was irritated, and I thought, well, if something better comes in, I'm gonna just walk right out this door. But DoorDash all day today has been quiet. Nothing has been coming in from DoorDash. It's been a no business app. That usually means that Uber Eats is offering some really spectacular deals to the customers, and so nobody is going to be buying from DoorDash. They're only going to be doing Uber Eats because Uber Eats is where the deals are. So that's probably what is going on, I suspect. And the temperature currently is 55 degrees. I only have 9 miles on the car, and with this particular delivery, I'm going to have over $40 already. So this is a really good day. Money to mile ratio, I'm doing spectacular. And I don't know when I'm going to stop delivering because, so far everything has been fine. There hasn't been anything. Yesterday I was really stressed out about the dog. And so, oh, by the way, the dog's doing fine. She's walking normally again. So her little kneecap must have popped back into place. I guess like little dogs, when they're real tiny, they have terrible joints where the bones in the joints don't have enough of a groove inside of the knee joint to hold the kneecap in place. That's what the vet told me. He said so when they get older, sometimes what happens is that the tendon gets weaker as they get older, and it can't hold the kneecap in place, so it doesn't pop. But hers pops, obviously, and that causes her terrible pain, which I feel really bad about. And there's not much you can do other than they said just therapy. They said you could do surgery, but I'm not doing surgery on my dog. I won't do surgery on my dogs unless it's absolutely necessary to save their life. Other than that, no, because these dogs are so fragile. I can't even handle the stress of putting them through a surgery and dealing with the kind of recovery they would have to go through. So I'm like, nope, that ain't gonna happen. It's like, let them just live their life however long they're gonna go. And she's already gonna be 11 next month, so she is already a senior dog, so she's not a puppy. And I guess if she was a puppy, I mean, if she was really young, and they said there was a necessary surgery to extend her life, I would do that, but not at her age. I mean, she's a granny age, so she just has to take it easy, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm going to be taking her to the vet later on in the week, and they'll take a look and they'll tell me give me their professional opinion on the situation. And so yesterday I ended early because of that reason. But today I feel fine. I'm like, well, I'll just keep going once again until I just don't feel like doing it, and so we'll see how long that goes. But the money so far, I'm really surprised how quickly I've been able to get into the $40 range, considering how little I've worked today. I mean, unless it's my imagination, maybe it's because it's after 11 and I started at 9 o'clock, so that is already 2 hours, so 2 times $20 should be $40, so maybe I'm just right on target. I don't know. Not exactly, now I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm actually over. I think I'm probably at 45, so I think I'm doing really good. See, I started at 9, it's after 11, 10, 11, that's 2 hours. But I didn't get my first assignment until after 9 o'clock. I think it was around 9:15 or 9:30. So that's probably why. But I think overall it's averaging out right now to about $22 an hour, which is good. And the temperature is 56 degrees. I'm getting 52 miles to the gallon. Sunny, clear, no wind. Traffic is normal. It's not light, it's not heavy, it's normal. There's nothing really else too exciting to report. There was a guy playing loud, heavy metal music at the entrance to the 7-Eleven. He was really blasting it. It was like, I don't know what it was. It was like a very the one that was, they're just you can tell it was like some kind of, it wasn't like punk, it wasn't punk music, but it sounded like metal. It just sounded like death metal. In the 80s we called it death metal music. That's what it was. But I don't know what they call it nowadays. They're always changing the names of the genres of music. There was music that we called disco music in the olden days, in the 80s, but they don't call it disco music anymore. They have another name for it, and it's oh god, I can't remember what they call it now. It's something that we never called it back in the day, but now that's how people refer to it now, because I guess people would confuse it with classic disco, which is like 70s music. So I can't remember. I cannot remember what they called it. Is this guy gonna go or no? Okay, he's not. Oh, I see why they gave me 2 gate codes. The first gate code, there is 2 gates. Yeah, what do they call that music? Not house music. What do they call it? It's the one with it's the kind of music like with Stacy Q and Expose and all that kind of stuff from the 80s. They call it something else now, and it's what do they call it? Revolution? No, I can't remember. It'll come to me probably later. Let me look it up online. What style of music is Expose? It says adult contemporary. Oh well, it's not telling me. Whenever I search for stuff on the internet, it comes up with a genre name that I've never heard of. Anyway, I'm making a right here. I'm getting caught up in something that I don't need to be getting caught up in. We're coming up to the gate code box. Let's hope that the gate code box works today. All right, let's give it a whirl. What is the code? First code is successful. I got a tone. And we're gonna go to the second code box. I'm not even gonna put my seatbelt on because it's coming up right here. Next code box. What a weird place to have two gates. That one doesn't beep. That one just opens. I think it's going to be the same house I always deliver to in this neighborhood. This whole neighborhood, I seem to always deliver to the exact same house. It's going to be the one with these broken cobblestones. It has like some trim around the side, and the cobblestones are always loose, and I'm always worried I'm going to fall or break my ankle when I step on them. I'll show them to you when I get there. It's funny how when you do this job over and over again, the kinds of things that stick in your memory. I'm gonna make a right here. Should be this house on the left. Yep, it's that house. It's the house with the broken stones. Let me just turn around so I can make a quick escape. I'd like to be able to quickly get the heck out of here once I drop it off, so I don't have to see them when I get out of here. All right, let's do it. Alright, that's all done. Let's move on. Easy drop off. Same familiar customer. Same broken stonework that they never fix because they probably don't know how to fix it. Oh, and I just gotta make my way back to home base, which I am. It's not too far, but not too close either. And get through this gate here. And now it's all quiet. The time is 11:13, so it's been exactly 2 hours that I've been working, and I'm supposed to put my Christmas decorations away. I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, but I still haven't. $12.02 for 18 miles now. I still have not done my Christmas decorations. When am I going to put those away? Well, they haven't put them away here at this complex. I'll feel like I'm really behind the curve when it comes to putting Christmas decorations when I start seeing other people put them away. When I see other people have finally put them away and mine are still out, then I'll worry. But normally the first weekend in January I have it all put away, but not this year. This year I've had too many distractions that have been going on that haven't allowed me to focus on getting that all put away. And I have to put away, I just have to take all the ornaments off of 3 Christmas trees. That's all, 3 Christmas trees I got to take down the ornaments from. Then I've got to box all 3 trees up and get them back into the garage. That's all. Time is 12:12 p.m. and I got an offer from Uber Eats to go to Target. I'm going to shop for 5 items. They're going to give me, or pay me, $10 and a penny for 3.3 miles. It was a slow to get an offer. I was watching just YouTube videos, trying to figure out what it's called, what 80s disco music was called as a genre, and I couldn't find anything. But it still has not come to me what it's called. And so I was doing that, and then I was looking at U.S. Treasuries, and what else was I doing that was of any real interest? I eat one of my pre-made meals, which has like the barbecue chicken, pinto beans and vegetables, and I think that was about it. And then I started tracking my water consumption because I noticed I'm not drinking enough water. So I have a thermos that is 20 ounces, and you're supposed to get about 6 to 8 ounces, 6 to 8 glasses of water that are, each glass should be 8 ounces. So a cup of 6 to 8 cups of water. And my thermos has approximately 2.5 cups of water in it every time. So I have the thermos next to me when I'm at home, and on a table, and then I have like a set of 3/4 next to the thermos. And then so in other words, I'm trying to make sure I drink 3 thermoses or three thermoses of water a day, because that would equal 6 to 7. That should equal, I think, 6 to 7 cups, right? Or more, because it's like 16 is 2 cups, so 4 more is 20, and then I'm drinking 3, so that's 12. So yeah, I'm drinking a little over 7 cups of water a day, if I can do that, which so far I've been able to. I'm on my 2nd thermos of water already. So with only 1 more to drink, I should be just fine. So I should easily be able to hit the goal. I should be... What is this person? Excuse me, what is this person? I'm not dealing with that. I'm going this way. I'm gonna park here. There's some people walking. I can't deal with that either. It's just too much craziness. Let's just go in. That's all done. I'm going to be headed 5 minutes, 1.9 miles. It's a house, it's a meet at the door, but then they put leave it at the door. Tie these up so that nothing falls out when I drop it off. There was a lot of substitutions and items that were very common items were not available, like eggs and egg whites were not available today at Target. They were out of stock. So they did not get they didn't get any eggs. The only substitute I saw for eggs were these cage-free eggs. They were called like Happy Goods cage-free eggs, something like that. And they only had 2 of them left. The entire shelf of eggs was empty, except for 2 packages that were called Happy Eggs something. And I sent it to the customer. I even had to manually enter it because when I scanned the barcode, it didn't go through. It didn't recognize what it was. So I manually entered the name of the product, and I entered the price of the product, and had to take a picture of it and send it, and they didn't want it. They said no, refund. So I'm like, okay. So they didn't get any eggs, and that kind of item I always try to make sure I get something, or at least send a substitute, because that's kind of a staple, you know what I'm saying? When you have a delivery driver pick you stuff up, there's some very important essentials that you always expect the driver to get, like milk, bread, bacon, the standard. So you're like, they gotta have it, and if they don't, as a delivery driver, you've got to at least make an attempt to give them some type of substitute to show that you're trying. So I went ahead and did that. And then You know that order I did where I got a lot of money for it? It was a Sprouts order, and it was all that heavy water to that luxury apartment place. They paid me more money than what was quoted, not less, so I was very happy about that. I think they paid like $28 and something cents is what they paid instead of the 26. So $2, I got $2 more than what I had expected. So that was really cool. And so yeah, so you always got to try to make an effort whenever you're at whenever you're getting something for somebody that you know is a staple item that the customer would always expect the store to have. You know, like if they're looking for like Little Debbie birthday cakes and they don't have them, then that you can go ahead and just say they don't have it. Unless they had a substitute. But if they had no substitute, you wouldn't even bother. You're like, okay, they don't have it, move on. But something as basic as eggs or egg whites, and they don't have it, you gotta make some effort. So I did. And then it was crowded inside of Target. There were a lot of people, you know, in the store. And I crashed a couple of times into some inanimate objects because the aisles are so narrow. So I hit a few corners. I think I hit a ladder. I hit a flatbed cart with my cart. But nobody was around, so it didn't really irritate anybody. It irritated me that the store is so small that they can't make the aisles wider. And I don't think anything else happened. This person got these unusual items that I've never seen before. They're called, I think, Kodiak. One said Kodiak brownie. One said Kodiak s'mores. Kodiak. They look like cup of noodles. Let me see if I can show you one. Where are they? While we're waiting at the light, let me see if I can show you one. Oh, the light just turned. Oh, too late. And now I gotta tie the bag back. Great. Anyway, look them up. Or I'll look them up myself, and you can see a graphic next to me. If I manage to have the time, right now you should see a graphic next to me showing you the product that I'm talking about. That's all I can hope to do. I'm going to be making a ride up there. We're 1 minute away, 0.3 miles. I'm going to be making a ride here. And yeah, there's no way for me to capture. Now that I have already done the shopping, I can't see the picture in my app to screen capture it. Make a left here. There's no more lights. So one of their bags is not going to, well, I'll tie it when I park. It'll take 2 seconds. That's my bad. I should not even have bothered. I could always grab something off the internet and slap it on. See, I'm going to make a right coming up. They did say just leave at the door, so that's what I'm going to do. And then it's going to be on the left-hand side. Their blue icon is on, so they're watching me. Let's see if I can see their building yet. Not yet. It's this gray house here on the left. I'm going to turn around. We have arrived. Let's drop this off. Alright, success. That's all dropped off, and we are on our way back to home base. Oh man. There was no problems. I just walked up and dropped it off, and I didn't ring the bell. I just left it at the door because all they said was special instructions, leave at the door. The time is 1:16 p.m. and I got an offer from DoorDash to go to Sprouts and shop for 31 items. I'm going to be earning $25.11 for 5.7 miles. You know, I was not going to take this offer. I was like, it is the end of the day, and I've already made good enough money. I'm somewhere in the 50s, so why should I take this offer? And then I realized I'm not working tomorrow. I realized tomorrow I have 2 different doctor appointments. I'm not going to be working, and so this is probably a good idea to take this one because it will compensate for not working tomorrow. So that was my thought process that I went through when I took it. The only downside that I'm feeling right now is that I'm tired and I really don't feel like shopping for 31 items. But you know what? Once I pressed the button, it was too late. It was like, you know what? Just do it. Get it over with. You can rest later, and it shouldn't take any longer than what? An hour total at the longest. So that doesn't sound unreasonable to get $25 for an hour's worth of work, and then it'll just be in the past and it'll be all done. So that's what I'm doing, and I don't know how crowded, of course, it's going to be now. I don't usually go to Sprouts at this particular time, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to encounter, and I don't know what they're shopping for as far as what they want. So yeah, I'm just like, you know, that last one I did this morning at Sprouts was technically hard to do because of all the heavy items I had to carry, but then because I had the flatbed and it wasn't a long drive, it worked out just fine. So maybe this will work out fine too. Maybe whatever they ordered isn't going to be bad. And I think I'm going up into Anthem. I don't think it's Anthem Country Club, but I think I'm going to be up in Anthem somewhere. So I think it was the right call. And if it wasn't the right call, you know what they say: live and learn. Live and learn, and that's just how it goes. You make mistakes in life and you learn from them. So we'll see. We shall see what transpires. So I'm hitting the arrived at store. I'm hitting the start shopping. They've added an item to the shopping list, and so far it looks, oh god, I gotta get something from the oh no, it looks like they have that over the counter. I thought I had to talk to somebody at the deli, but no, it doesn't look like it. So I'm gonna make my left here and then park next to this old Toyota 4Runner. Bug. Was the last one. This is going to be the last one of the day, obviously. We're going to be driving 14 minutes from here, 5-minute drive. It's a leave at the door and it's a house. That was like having an out-of-body experience. It was a lot of items, and there were things I had to order at the deli, and I didn't order them until at the very end. There were multiple substitutions. There was some Bellagosio shaved Parmesan cheese that they did not have. And then they said they wanted, instead of that, give me shredded. but they only had vegetarian Balagosia shredded Parmesan cheese. So I scanned it and I sent them a picture, and then they approved it. And they wanted some kind of suju, celery, energy juice or health juice. It came in this little tiny bottle. It looked like about the size of a bottle of pills. It was really tiny. And they didn't have it, and they just wanted a refund, so they did not get the any of that. And I don't know, to see what else was there problems with. I don't think there was anything else that I can remember off the top of my head. Oh, there was avocados. They always want a large avocado. They don't sell large avocado. They have medium and they have jumbo. So their choices were to get medium or jumbo, and they didn't put in a substitute. So I just said they don't have it, and then they messaged back that they wanted medium avocados. So that's what they got. They got medium. And it was a lot of stuff, but there was no heavy waters or anything like that. And I was able to fit everything all together in mostly everything all together in that big orange Grubhub bag that I have. And then the other item that is outside of the bag is they ordered 3 packages of eggs. And so obviously I didn't want to have that near all the other groceries because that's a fragile item. So I put that to the side in the trunk, and that is it. So now we're just on our way. And I was stuck in line behind a person at the cash register that was purchased. They were purchasing about at least a dozen gallon jugs of water. Their entire shopping cart was filled with gallons of water. And I thought, well, it's better to get behind them than these other people that have all kinds of other miscellaneous items. So I just stood behind him, and the lady in front of him was complicating things. There was some type of issue, so it was backlogging everything. And then I just started to read the news on my phone, Google News, just to read headlines and stuff to pass the time. And fortunately, the very first checker line that was closed opened up, and she waved me over, and I said hallelujah, and I headed on over there. And then she went ahead and took care of me, and I was able to get out of there, thank goodness, with minimal pain. And oh no, we're going to be going into Anthem Country Club. I just realized, oh great. It's going to be a minute. It's going to take a while to get in there. I'll be sure to edit out all the time I'm spending waiting in line to get inside. I may luck out because it's 2 o'clock, and a lot of times by this particular time, all of the rich friends and family have come to visit, and they've all gone to they've all left, they've all come to visit and they've all left. So it could be quiet to get in. And also it is a Monday, so most people don't visit friends and family at Anthem Country Club on a Monday at 2 o'clock. Most contractors usually are already inside and doing their work, so I might luck out. We'll find out shortly. Good. All right, we're in. I was so focused on showing the guard my profile in my app, because this is the one place you have to actually show them the app with your name, that I forgot to show him my driver's license. So he's like, I need to see your driver's license. I'm like, whoops. I'm like, that's right. You do need to see my driver's license. So he gave me a printed out pass, which means this is probably one of these places I'm going to that has a gate to get in. That's my guess. It's so random how sometimes they will print you out a pass and sometimes they won't. So, I don't know. I forgot what I was even talking about. So, yep, we are good. We're inside Anthem Country Club. We're going about 29 miles an hour because I would like to get this day over with. So I'm trying to go as fast as I can without getting in trouble. They're real strict here with the speed limit at 25 miles an hour. But I figure 28, 29 miles an hour is still considered a legitimate speed. And there's one car in front of me that is, slowing me down. Now I'm going 24 miles an hour. So I currently have 25 miles on the car. The temperature is 63 degrees. I'm getting 50 miles to the gallon. And the time is 2:01 p.m. Unfortunately. That means all the kids are getting out of school now. So when I try to head back towards home, I'm going to deal with all of that mess. But nothing I can do. This is what I committed to doing. And obviously this took me a while to complete. I would say I'm already at the 1 hour mark already, is my guess. I'd look, well, maybe I can look since we're going so damn slow. When did I get this assignment? I got this assignment at 1:13, so in 12 more minutes, it will be an hour. So it looks like grand total, it's going to be a 1 hour assignment. So I got $25 an hour for this specific assignment, which was pretty good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this was the right time to come in here. Now I know 2 o'clock during the week is a safe time to come in here. And they did have two lanes open. The guy was on the right hand. It's really confusing. It used to always be there were 2 lanes for guests to get into this place. And then all of a sudden they changed it and it was 1 lane for guests to get in and 2 lanes for residents. But now they seem to just toggle it back and forth. They just go back and forth, making that one particular lane sometimes for guests and sometimes for residents. It's gonna make a left here, and it's this house with the open garage. Yeah, I hope I don't block them. Let me put my hazard lights on. Where's their address? I think this is them here. Yeah, this is them. Well, that's all done. I just gotta get the heck out of here. It was a easy drop off. It was a lot of groceries, but I had them properly organized, so it made for a one trip to the door, and that was it. So that is done, and now I've got to make my escape out of this place, and then head home and relax and enjoy my day off tomorrow. And hopefully I get a good report from my doctor tomorrow, and hopefully my dentist is going to be kind to me and not cut into my gum when they try to glue back on my crown. We'll see. All right, well, that is all. Thank you all so much for watching it once again. Vegas Ride Along signing off. See you again next time. Bye for now.